Today I'll be sharing 7 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 things you can do in order to better manage people who are very rude and very insolent and unfriendly to you. So make sure you stick around to the end so you don't miss out on anything. So if you are planning to leave, you're gonna miss a lot. In this channel, I share ideas and I give advice on how to tackle the various things in life. I also throw insight into the behaviors and attitudes of people and how to manage them better. So I know and I'm sure you will not regret being here with me today. So if this is your first time of joining me, wow, you're welcome. In fact, take a handshake. Just take this my hand and shake my hands. I'm super excited to have you here. You're such a special and amazing person. And I know you're not going to regret being here with me today. So let's get started. In our day-to-day life, we are faced with people all around at the mall, in the office, at home, in our neighborhood, who can be so unfriendly and rude. We are faced with these people and sometimes we are forced to combat them in a very wrong way, really. And sometimes you create a scene in trying to react to their insolence. There can be exchange of words, and there are people who begin to fight as a result of one wrongly spoken word. Now, it is very, very essential that you know how to tackle all these things I'm going to be talking about, so that you will be more in control of your life. In fact, I'm going to share what happened to me a week ago. This is the reason I decided to make this video. I went to a shopping mall to pick some groceries on my way back from work. So I just didn't want to waste so much time because I needed to get home and make dinner and all that. So I got to that mall, just picked some few things in my basket and went to check out. I discovered that there was a long queue, and because of that long queue, I didn't want to pick a lot, and so I needed to go on a faster lane. And when I met this cashier, she just looked at my bag and I was just trying to bring out the things I bought from inside my basket. And the next thing, she yelled at me, please, 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 don't. Didn't you see the queue? Are you blind? Didn't you see that queue over there? You're supposed to stay on the queue. Please take this thing out. But I said, but look at what is written here. It's for those people that have few items on their basket. She said, no, you have more. Please just go away. Just go. Just step aside. I was so shocked. In fact, if she was even supposed to call me to order, I mean, why would she talk to me like that? If it was the blessing of old, oh God, if it was the old me, I know what I would have created a scene that day, because I would have talked back at her and called her to order. I was just so surprised. So what I did, because I have undergone some few transformation over the couple of years, I just packed those things back into my basket. And on my way down to joining the queue, I was like, what the hell is wrong with that young lady? I mean, can you imagine? She's so rude. Even if I was wrong, I mean, why would she talk to me like that? In my head, this was what was playing out. I said, well, thank God I'm different now, because I would have made sure I pay her back in her own coin. And so I went to the queue, and within 30 minutes I was done, and I was back to my car, and I started going back home. So I know there are people who would have talked back and created a scene and all that. These are things that happen in our day-to-day life. You go out and you meet somebody talking so rudely to you. In fact, calling you, are you stupid? Are you crazy? Come on, get out of here. Are you mad? Like, you are forced to respond. You too, are you mad? Are you crazy? And all that. So today, I want to share with you what you can do. Because if you keep reacting to how people treat you, how people respond to you, there are times you are going to create a scene. So what you can do, the first thing that you can do is to remain calm, just like I did. I didn't react to her at all. You remain calm. Because there are times people who act so rudely like this, there are times they are going through some difficult situations in their life. It's possible that they are going through a very bad day. It's possible that something bad happened to them that very day. So you don't have to just take it out on them, So you have to remain calm at some point in time. Who knows, maybe that girl that spoke to me so rudely that very day, it's possible that she had a very bad call from whomever, and that's at that very instant she was transferring aggression to me. The second thing you can do is to appraise the situation and determine what next to do. If someone that is being rude tries to attack you and becomes aggressive, oh my friends, you need to really move away. Because there have been scenarios where people are exchanging words, and before you know, the next person picks up whatever instrument around and wants to hit it on his opponent. So when you are faced with that kind of scenario and you meet somebody that is a bit, maybe there is something wrong with the person, you have to move away so that you will not be attacked and become hurt and injured by this person. Now, the third thing I will tell you is to know when to draw the line. It's not in all cases where you have to just be calm like I was calm, in that other instance that I shared with you. So you need to draw the line. If you have someone, around you that the person's character, the person's identity, the person is, generally very rude and insolent, or you meet someone that generally the person's character trait is to torment people, bully them, and make them uncomfortable. Oh, you need to draw the line. You don't have to be calm and quiet, because the person will continue to either bully you or will continue to either torment you, and you just keep taking it and taking it. My friend, you have to know when to draw the line. The truth is, everyone has his or her own capacity to tolerate and to accommodate and accept people. My capacity can be as high and up there, but your own capacity might not be as high, and so you need to determine, the degree or the extent to which you can accept everything that happens to you. So know when to draw the line. Because if you don't caution the person, tell the person that this thing you did or you said is really wrong, tendency is that it's possible that the person may not even have recognized that what he said or how he acted the other day is wrong and it's rude. You need to draw the person's attention to it, you know. If it's someone very close or someone you have to meet all the time, maybe a colleague at work, a neighbor, or someone that lives with you at home, you need to caution the person. You need to make the person understand that this thing is wrong. It is socially wrong. It is every way wrong. It's not acceptable that you talk this way to people. That way you can help to transform that person's character traits and make the person better. Okay? The fourth thing I'll be sharing with you is to have a mentor intuition. What do I mean? You get to work at a particular day and you have a colleague that you have worked with for like 5 years, 3 years, whenever. You've worked with this person for some time and you tend to understand how this person normally behaves, normally talks and all that. And all of a sudden you get to work and this person is becoming so insolent, talking rudely to you, acting in such a way that you just even can't imagine what's happening. So you need to have that mental intuition that it's possible that there's something happening in this person's life at the moment. It's definitely not the person's usual behavior, so to speak. So if you understand the person before that particular incident and you are able to determine that, oh, this was not how this person used to talk, or this is not how this person behaves, there must be something wrong. So you need to have that mental intuition that, oh, I shouldn't just react. I shouldn't even respond. Let me let time go and maybe some other time I would address this issue with this person. Because, you know, there are times people can have bad days, like I said earlier. In fact, there was this incident that happened some weeks back too. I was at work. I met a colleague of mine. He was standing with his other friends and I greeted him. I said, hello, how are you doing? I don't want to mention his name. How are you doing? Hello. And I felt he didn't even respond. He didn't answer me. And it was typically not the usual way he behaves. I thought he didn't actually hear me, you know, greeting him. And I said it again. Hello. I called his name. Hello. How are you? And he just looked at me like this and turned his face away. And I felt so embarrassed, like, because he was with his other friends. I felt so embarrassed, like, what is wrong with this guy? But because I know this was not the usual way he behaves, I felt something is wrong with him at that very point in time. There is a knot that there is a knot that got unscrewed in his head. Maybe that knot has to be screwed back because I couldn't just imagine. In my head, I was like, why would he? Well, maybe there's something wrong with him today. And so I just brushed it off my mind. But there are people who would get this kind of reaction. And the next day, I'm waiting for him. So he just bluffed me. Can you imagine? What does he think he is? What did he just do? Okay, I am waiting for him. And so the next day you meet him, maybe somewhere, wherever. And probably he's now back to his true self and he decides to greet you. You too will decide to call him bluff. Excuse me. Please. You know? And so it continues like that. So if you keep meeting people who, because of one thing or the other, become unfriendly to you at that particular time, it means you too, you will pay them back in their own coin. So that is really not a good way to handle that kind of situation. You don't need to respond in that particular manner. So don't do that. It's not the best way. You need to have that mental intuition. Decide in your mind that something at that point is wrong in the person's life. That way you will not take it to heart. You will not want to fight back or react in the same way the person did to you. Okay? So the fifth thing I'll be sharing with you is try to be polite. Respond politely. Somebody is talking so rudely to you. You don't have to respond in the same way. Because when you do, a lot of verbal begins to happen. Oh, you get out. Hey, you get out too. You are stupid. Hey, in fact, you are stupid. It's not only you that is stupid. Your father, your mother, or your generation, you people are stupid. You know, you begin to talk back. And terrible quarrel result from that very singular encounter. Situations where people will surround them and please now, you people should stop. So try to respond politely. Don't take it personal. And sometimes, let me tell you, when you stay calm and respond politely, you are likely going to kickstart the person's brain that has gone nuts to normal, because the person will realize how stupid he or she is for talking that way to you. Okay? Sometimes you just, like I mentioned earlier, you just have to be calm. There's this saying, silence is the best answer given to a fool. Step out of that state into a real matured state and just be polite to this person. Sometimes the person will come to his right senses and will be able to, come back to talk to you in the right manner. Don't grudge. A lot of the time, we keep things to heart. When somebody says something very rude or behaves so unfriendly to you, the next day you are waiting to fight back. You keep it in your mind. Oh, this thing this person did to me today. Hey, this person does not know me. Oh, I will deal with him. Okay, there are people who take a diary and write down the things that people did to them. Yeah, 2016, 15th of May at 4 p.m. This person told me that I am, you know, really, people keep records. There are people that have such written records. They begin to think it so intensely that this thing, I have suffered. Why would this person just, call me a failure? Can you imagine? So this is what happens to some persons. They find it very difficult to forgive. One wrong word for you, you are finished. You are finished. And the next day, they are looking for how they will pay you back. I'm serious. And they will pay you back. They are waiting for you at the end of the road, at the junction there. They are waiting for you. They are waiting to meet you there. So that's just actually what is happening today. You don't have to do that. You don't have to keep things in your heart. Let go. Forgive. Because like I explained earlier, it could be that particular point in time. Something happened to that person. And that was why the person was so unruly. Like seriously. If you have this in your mind, you are unlikely going to keep records in your heart. So don't grudge. Try and let go. Set your mind free. Do not call your children, your friends together and be telling them that day, if you see Andrew had the guts to talk to me like, hi Andrew, I have suffered. You begin to call your friends, call people together and tell them what happened. And you are in your head, you are planning a payback. What you will do to this person. Why? Because you have refused to let go. You took it so personally and now you grudge the person in your heart. Let me tell you, when you begin to keep things in your heart, every single thing somebody says to you, you record it in your mind. Tomorrow, somebody says another thing, you record it into your mind. Someday, you will go nuts because you will not be able to sleep. You start thinking what this A did and what Mr. B did. So it is better. Don't even begin to keep records in your heart. Let go. Free your mind. Don't begin to replay it in your head. All the things that happened to you. All the encounters that you had, you begin to replay it. It will not help you. It will not do you any good. The 7th tip I am going to tell you is help these people overcome. There are times you need to help them overcome their weaknesses. Sometimes these people, they need help. Some of them have been traumatized in childhood. They have gone through a lot of childhood abuse, be it physical abuse, emotional abuse, and all that. And they have grown up because of the unfriendly, harsh, tense environment they grew out from. They now grew up with this, defensive mechanism and thinking that it is by being rude or by being unfriendly that they try to protect themselves so that people will not take advantage of them. But they don't know that they are doing it the wrong way. Sometimes these people, they need help. Some have been sexually abused. And as a result, they grow up feeling this way, looking for ways to get out at people. So you need to recognize all those things that can happen in people's lives. And by the time you try to understand all those things, you will not react the way you usually do to them. Help them overcome their weaknesses. There are people whose identity, like I mentioned, they are very, very insolent. They are very rude. They are bluffs. Help them overcome. Maybe by sharing some positive words with them, you can help them. By not trying to get back at them, you can help them. By talking to them and advising them, you can help them overcome. Like this video, please. I would appreciate if you give me a thumbs up, thumbs up, give me a thumbs up. And I want to hear from you as well. What are your own experiences? What are the experiences you have had? Share it with me in the comment section. I want to hear from you. And I will be bringing you a lot of contents about people's behaviors, attitudes, and ideas on how to tackle them. And if you will be interested in getting to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my videos. And I'm going to be sharing more with you. Until I see you next time, stay in peace.